second line in the amount of $2,720.
Make a motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All right, so your motion and second, I presume, includes both of those invoices?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye as well. Do you have anything else, sir?
That's it.
Wow. You fall off the chair. Okay, that'll bring us to board member reports. And I would turn to Mr. Panelitis. Why don't you lead us off tonight?
Sure. The Economic Development Committee has not met recently. At the last meeting, I was named chair of that committee, and all of the various committee members are working on various aspects to bring back for a mid-June meeting to discuss Route 38 continued development there. The Town Center Master Plan Committee has selected Cecil Group to do the Town Center Master Plan. Yesterday, myself as the chair and the vice chair of that committee met with town manager Steve Sadwick and the Cecil representatives to go through the basic plan and calendar, and we'll be meeting in the 16th of June with Cecil, with the full committee, to start that process, which we intend to have at least 2 public meetings as part of that process, and this will be an opportunity for the public to really get involved with the visioning process for that town center, which is so crucial. So those are the 2 updates I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kratman?
I just would like to make a comment on the beautification committee. I'd like to thank them for their work that they did on the town cleanup. It happened on May 2nd. They did a wonderful job. They ended up filling 4.5 dumpsters with trash, and I think the town is a better place to clean the parks, the main roadways. It was quite a job that they went out there and did, and I would really like to thank them for the work that they put in the effort to clean up the town of Tewksbury.
Great. Thank you, sir. Mr. Gay?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a couple of things. The first and foremost, the Public Events and Celebration Committee, in conjunction with the Patriotic Activities Committee, is holding a comedy night on May 29th at the Elks. We have 3 comedians that are going to be there, and Johnny Peasy's going to host and also be MC, and also be a comedian, and Artie, and I'll say it, hopefully I say it right, Januario, thank you, audience. Don Gavin, and the entertainment at the beginning of the show will be the North Shore Acapella. The tickets are $25 each. The tickets have been going steadily.
What time is that, sir?
It's at starts at 6:30. The doors open at 6:30. The shows start at 8 o'clock. We're going to provide light snacks. They will people will have the opportunity to bring in food if they want, pizza, Chinese food, whatever you want to bring into the show. So we're hoping that we get a good turnout, and so far, like I said, the tickets have been going well. You can contact either myself or Mr. Kratman and my wife Cheryl, I'll be honest, who has been doing very well, talking to people and making sure everybody knows that this comedy night is coming up. It's also on Facebook, and there's been flyers out, and we're going to do a little bit more outreach. So it's a week from this Friday night. So hopefully we can get a good attendance, and the proceeds are going to go toward the fireworks coming up and the 2nd annual Fall Harvest Fair. So the money is going to be raised for 2 really worthwhile areas. Second thing I want to talk about briefly is that I attended the 20th annual municipal breakfast, and our chairman, Mr. Todd Johnson, filled in for our town manager, Mr. Montori.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, as a guest speaker.
I just made an attempt to fill in.
Well, it went very well. Myself and my wife Cheryl attended as guests of the Lowell Regional Transit Authority. The towns of Westford, Tingsboro, Tewksbury, of course, Lowell, Drake, Chelmsford represented. The town manager, Bill Ricker, could not make it, but it was a great event, and we heard quite a few interesting updates from the different towns and what they're working on, and the economic development plans, and what they're working on in their community. So it was very worthwhile to go, and our chairman did a great job of giving an update on Tewksbury and telling everybody what goes on in our town, the exciting things that we're doing here. So I was very proud. And my last item is sort of an unusual personal item. I went to visit my mother at Wingate in Andover. She just moved recently from Emeritus, which is Paraguay now in Tewksbury. And I went to bring her upstairs to the area where they have entertainment from town to town. The entertainment they had were the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors, which I knew them all through the years. So I stayed and watched the entire show and I even videotaped some of it to show Cheryl so she could see how wonderful they were. And they did a great job. I was very impressed with them and very proud. And I guess from time to time, they go to all the different senior housing places and the assisted living places in town or in different communities. And I really thought that was very impressive. And the audience loved it. And my mother said, quote unquote, it was the best thing she's seen since she's been there. And she knew every word to every song they sang because they were all songs from the 30s and 40s. So she loved everything and was smiling from ear to ear, so it was very worthwhile. So I just want to thank the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors for the great job they did at Wingate at Andover. And that's it. Thank you.
So next year, if we have a birthday celebration for you, when we invite them, you might be a little taken aback.
Yes, I might even be singing with them.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gay. Mr. Wentworth, I'll turn to you.
Mr. Chairman, just a couple things. I want to thank the residents of Tewksbury at town meeting for passing our CPC articles, enabling us to continue to do work around the rail trails and community preservation. I had the opportunity today to walk through that little CPC project that's going on in the middle of town at Town Hall. And I just want to let the residents know, if you haven't had a chance, get on the website and take a look at the progress that's been made. It is going to be a beautiful place once it is finished. And what's the estimated completion date?
August, September.
So in the August-September timeframe. But if you get a chance, get on the website, take a look at the pictures. It's really going well. They're doing a great job there. That's it.
Terrific, thank you. And I've recently been through the building as well, and I completely agree with your observations. The Economic Development Process Review Committee attempted to have a meeting last Monday and unfortunately didn't have a quorum, so no business was tended to. We subsequently were notified that one of the resident members has indicated that he can no longer participate. So we're in the market again for a resident to sit on that committee. And that brings me to a point of information through the assistance of our town clerk and our selectmen's office team with the town manager. In the last week or 10 days, we met, we had a discussion about all of the boards and committees that this board has appointment authority relative to, and we structured a process where emails have been sent out, will be going out to all of those committees, as we've discussed in the past, requesting that current members indicate their interest in continuing beyond July 1st, or that they wish to no longer continue their service, so we can promptly post the position and seek replacements. So that process is already underway, and I actually saw some emails in the last few days, so you should each be aware. You've mentioned Beautification Committee, Bruce mentioned the Economic Development Committee, so we're all involved with those varied committees, and that process is each year I think has been improved, but is in the midst of having that initial step for July take place. So our goal is we meet again here on June 9. Our goal was to establish a response deadline for people before that meeting, with the intention that we can take action to post any vacancies on June 9. And then if the board wishes to accept applications and conduct any interviews, we'll try to do that prior to our second June meeting. And hopefully we can come in here on whatever it is, June 23rd or 4th, and make any appointments to round out those boards. So what I would ask you to do is just keep your eyes out. Once we get to June 9, we'll ask to post and any vacancies. If you can help to recruit interested parties to help fill those, that would be much appreciated. The only other comment I have is I want to express an appreciation on behalf of the Tewksbury Community Pantry to the community for their assistance last Saturday, actually a week ago Saturday, Mother's Day weekend, for the annual Letter Carriers Food Drive. You've heard me say in the past that that's a vital day in the life of the pantry's annual collection process. Last year, the pantry was the recipient of 23,000 pounds of canned goods. Unfortunately, the numbers this year were significantly lower, around 10,000 pounds, so a little less than half. That's a lot of food in and of itself. It goes a long way. It's very much appreciated. What the consequence of that is that the pantry, in order to meet its mission, needs to raise other funds, hold other canned food drives, reach out in other times during the year to make up that differential that was not achieved. So just to bring that to the public's consciousness, there are drop boxes at the pantry outside. You can drive by and leave canned goods at any time in those drop boxes. There are drop boxes at the Market Basket at Oakdale, and there are other locations throughout the town, the public library, the senior center. So I would urge fellow residents, as the weather gets better, the problem doesn't go away, we still need some assistance. But I want to thank those people who did take the time to step up and help those who are less fortunate here in Tewksbury. So that will conclude my reports. The only other item we have on our agenda, we have two matters to discuss in executive session. One matter involves negotiations relative to the cable television contract, and the other item pertains to collective bargaining agreements. And in the chair's opinion, discussion of either or both of those items in open session would potentially be detrimental to the town's interest. So I would ask for a motion to enter into executive session to discuss those two items.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gay, seconded by Mr. Wentworth. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair will vote aye as well. Mr. Wentworth, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Gay?
Aye.
Mr. Kratman?
Aye.
And Mr. Panelitis?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye as well. So we will enter into executive session for those two purposes stated. When we come out of executive session, there will be no other public business conducted this evening, and we will adjourn the meeting at the conclusion of the executive session. Our next Selectmen's meeting is scheduled on the calendar for June 9, 2015 at probably 7 p.m. Unless there's a reason for an executive session prior to that meeting. We'll plan to be here at 7 p.m. With that, we'll move into executive session. I'll wish everyone a good evening. Thank you.